Hello, welcome to HITC Sport. Alright, England are in the final of Euro 2020. Great! Why don't I just go and chew the contents of a pencil case? Good grace, ever since Harry Kane sucked that penalty rebound away against Denmark, I've just been living with this claustrophobic, impending sense of doom. It's a bit like when, as a young child, you have to go and spend Christmas Day with your alcoholic aunt. You just know she's gonna set fire to the tree, there's gonna be no turkey on the table, and she's just gonna spend the afternoon spoon-feeding you pedigree chum. And you wonder why I talk about dog food so goddamn much. But honestly, impending doom, just like when you see Marcus Alonso behind the wheel of a car. England versus Italy in a major final. It honestly feels like my brain is on fire, but lads, let's just be real. We all have recurring nightmares, right? Traumatic dreams. You know, like when you wake up in the middle of the night after you think you've just been kidnapped by the creepy guy in the Barney suit. Or a dream where you see your mother get eaten by the Cookie Monster. I don't know, but for me, it's seeing Jack Grealish score the winner for England in a major final. If that happens, I don't even know. I suggested maybe I might do a watch along, maybe, but the more I think about it, if that happens, I can't control what I will do. For me, I would just see red like a pregnant bull. It would be an out-of-body experience. Oh, I don't even know. Let me know in the comments if you want to see a watch along. I'm still undecided, but oh, it could be an absolute nightmare. As an Irishman, we all know that I already support a depressing Irish team. Good right, we haven't been to a World Cup since 2002, back when Hugh Grant was cast as the romantic male lead in every film. Now, he looks like he's just microwaved his face. Look at him, he just looks like a withered up old houseplant who now irons his cheeks. This guy was Hollywood's leading man. Nowadays, he wouldn't even get a quickie on the set of The Undateables. Good great, back in 2002, S Club 7 were top of the charts, and now I'm almost convinced they probably just sell chunks of their own hair on the internet. That was how long ago it was, but I, as an Ireland fan, at least we've been able to laugh at England. Thank Christ there was no HITC Sport after the Iceland game, because honestly, I think it would have just been 10 minutes of me laughing to the point where milk came out my nose. Actually, 2016, who are we kidding? Actually, it would probably just been 4 minutes of me looking anywhere but the camera lens.
Hello and welcome to HITC Sport. Alright lads, I'm going to be honest with you. As an Irishman, I don't half enjoy an England defeat every now and then. There's nothing that quite takes the sting out of Ireland not getting to a World Cup.
Christ, look at that! The natural camera presence of a dyslexic swirl. But you probably asked me, why are the Irish so conditioned to root against England? Well, here's some examples of growing up listening to the arrogance of the British media. Yeah, I remember as a child, I used to read Match magazine, while everyone else had their nose in an X-Men comic, with the playground chat just being people debating the size of Wolverine's knob. I was sitting in the corner reading Match magazine, and the amount of English bias reading that as a young Irish boy in Ireland, it actually nearly melted my brain into butter. With this magazine, there was never any cynicism, never any pessimism, just every word completely out of touch with reality. Good Christ, they used to talk about the likes of Stuart Downing as if he was a future Ballon d'Or contender. Am I the only one who saw that he was a big bag of tubby custard with the goal-scoring antics of a yogurt spoon? Jermaine Jenas was spoken about as if he was Nottingham's answer to Zidane. And I remember in the build-up to Euro 2004, without any shred of self-awareness, little Matchy spoke about how England were definitely going to win the tournament. Apparently it was a foregone conclusion. Despite this country failing for 5 decades straight, alright, now apparently everyone else was no match for the golden generation. And then they proceeded to play like the Golden Girls. And then just 3 days after losing to Portugal on penalties in the quarter-final, after all the hype and arrogance had exploded into a cloud of despair, I remember vividly walking into that shop expecting a humble response to defeat, an acknowledgement that maybe the England golden generation weren't the greatest side on planet Earth, that maybe the national team manager actually had a tactical insight of a block of cheese, that maybe sticking a generational talent like Paul Scholes on the left wing was arguably a criminal offence. Perhaps maybe acknowledging that letting Darius Vassell, a genuine walking tumble dryer, giving him a crucial penalty kick in the quarter-final is about as sensible as trying to make toast in the bath. But instead, what was stuck on the bottom shelf? This.
World Cup 2006, here we come! And Rooney will make sure we go all the way then!
That was it. That was it. About 30 minutes after seeing your Euro 2004 hopes go up in flames. Well, remind me, what did happen at the 2006 World Cup then? Wasn't it another quarter-final penalty shootout lost to the Portuguese? And Rooney was going to make sure he went all the way then? The man spent that quarter-final trying to perform an on-pitch vasectomy without the needle. Pretty sure Ricardo Carvalho has been walking with a limp ever since, and I'm not sure if he was able to have kids after that, but I'm pretty sure if he did, they'd probably all look a bit like Sloth from Goonies. The irony as well, in this 2004 edition, look at the speech bubble.
Just wait till I'm fit again, Dave Lack.
Well, during the 2006 World Cup, he was an unfit lump of butter with a metatarsal weaker than Ryan Giggs' self-control. World Cup 2006, here we go. At the risk of sounding like True Geordie, who uses UFC analogies every 7 seconds, this was like when Conor McGregor was embarrassingly knocked out by Dustin Poirier in January. If then, in his post-match interview, he immediately sculled a bottle of proper 12 and said,
Manny Pacquiao, here I come!
No, leave it a few days at least. Go home, self-reflect on the couch, try into your box of Honey Nut Cheerios. Where's the humility in this? You might think this is petty, right? Picking a fight with a children's magazine that was published 17 years ago. Good Christ, I'm pretty sure the editor is now a retired old man who just eats about 10 egg yolks for breakfast while sporting a beer belly bigger than a small TV, but still, this is just an example of the English media polluting us with arrogance. Good Christ, I can only imagine what the magazine is like now that you're actually in the goddamn final. But it's everywhere. Go back to January 2003.
Why England will win Euro 2008.
Yeah. How did that one go for you, lads? Clearly this was some hipster journalist doing work experience for the BBC who looked at the youth coming through and designed a 3-5-2 system. I'm almost convinced he was Alfie in a past life.
And future England manager Alan Shearer must be rubbing his sensible hands together in glee at the pot of gold maturing before his very eyes.
Sorry, future England Alan Shearer. You mean the guy paid a handsome wage to sit on the couch and pretend to tolerate Michael Richards' laugh? No! Look at this, Chris Kirkland in goal. You know, a fellow who's probably likely to pull his hamstring when reaching for a bowl of frosted shreddies.
Chris Kirkland, the 21 now, will be the world's finest goalkeeper by 2008, especially after another 5 years of shot-stopping practice at the back of Liverpool's attack shy team.
The finest goalkeeper. By 2008, Chris Kirkland was playing for Wigan. Not exactly Iker Casillas level now, is it? Then a back three of Rio Ferdinand and Anton. Sorry, no, what? No John Terry, no Jamie Carragher. No, instead, Rio's dancing brother. Someone that looks like he was cast in Star Wars The Phantom Menace. This poor journalist clearly thought that this was a brother double act with evenly matched talent like Oasis. No, more like Barack Obama and his older brother Kevin who flips burgers in Pizza Hut. By 2008, Remo was winning the Champions League. Anton was living in a Sunderland flat in a town that constantly smells like an unflushed toilet. And the guys actually got and stuck John Terry, Wayne Bridge and Anton Ferdinand in the same match day squad. What? I suppose it would have been a cost-saving exercise on match day. You know, when Terry and Bridge could just split the costs for the ticket price of the same wag.
Blackbird's Martin Taylor will be there to mop up when a siblings' rivalry causes them to lose concentration.
Mop up what? Eduardo's blood off his shoe? By 2008, ask anyone in North London. Martin Taylor was viewed in the same light as Peter Sutcliffe. Ashley Cole as a left wing back was interesting, but Sean Wright Phillips as a right wing back? Did this guy drink shoe polish as a child? The front five looks alright, except for David Dunn, obviously. Clearly this journalist must have spent his lunch hour eating a sandwich dipped in paint. Lads, even the star, the gem in this team, Michael Owen. By 2008, his knee cartilage looked like burnt porridge, and it was the ignorance towards the rest of Europe at the time. This guy thought a spine of Chris Kirkland, Anton Ferdinand and David Dunn were enough to win Euro 2008. What about Spain's crop of talented youngsters coming through? Fernando Torres in the Atletico Madrid youth team, says Fabregas at the Nou Camp, Sergio Ramos in Seville. This guy probably thought Iniesta was a type of Spanish omelette. Not just Spain, but look, France's young guns coming through. Both Hatem Ben Arfa and Karim Benzema ripping it up in the Lyon Academy. Germany had a young Bastian Schweinsteiger, Lucas Podolski and Philipp Lahm coming through the youth teams. And Christ, Portugal had a teenage Cristiano Ronaldo. You're trying to counter all that by having Neil Mellor on your bench? But it's everywhere, it's every goddamn tournament.
Sven, we will win 2006 World Cup. World Cup 2010, England can win it, says Joe Cole. Euro 2012, Wayne Rooney says England can win tournament. Will England win World Cup 2014? Yes, as long as it's cold we wear red. Kyle Walker says England can win Euro 2016. England will win World Cup in Russia, and says Harry Redknapp.
Look at the rest of the media, they're still at it today.
Euro 2020, Gareth Southgate has got such a deep pool of English talent at his disposal that we'd even fancy our B team's chances of bringing football home.
Oh nice, England reached their first final since black and white TV, and suddenly the media now thinks they can chuck their B team leftovers at this tournament and still win the thing. It's just disrespectful. I mean, hands up, please. Is there anyone on the planet who actually thinks that the backline of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Eric Dyer, Fikayo Tomori and Ben Godfrey would have reached the final? Not only have none of them played Champions League football last season, but I mean, look at Dyer. We've established he's football's answer to a burnt slice of toast. Whoever wrote this article, I'm almost convinced they spent their 4-year journalism course bunking off from their lessons to eat hamburgers in the toilet. I mean, what is this? And you know what? Who did win that 2006 World Cup? Oh yes, Italy. A country whose media probably do have a right to speak with their chest out and their nutsack in their mouth. Because lads, football heritage. This is a country who've won 4 World Cups, just one fewer than Brazil. They've reached the final of 10 international tournaments. I mean, 5 years ago, they lost a European Championship match to us. Hands down the greatest moment I've ever experienced in this sport. And you're trying to steal our moment. You can't even just leave us beat Italy in peace without trying to top it. If you do, it will be the pinnacle of English football. Gareth Southgate is a man who was once sacked by Middlesbrough for being second in the Championship. Now, he's probably going to wind up knighted by the Queen. Pretty sure Steve Gibson, the Middlesbrough chairman, now must feel like shoving a fork up his nose because he sacked a future European Championship finalist. A man who's probably going to have a statue put outside Wembley for, Gordon Strachan. Football's answer to a half-eaten McFlurry. But England's record against Italy in major tournaments, it's poor. Mario Balotelli scored the winner against England in the 2014 World Cup. Andrea Pirlo Panenka, the shampoo salesman out of Euro 2012. They beat you 2-1 in the 1990 World Cup and 1-0 in Euro 1980. This is a major hurdle, and lads, beware any football team with momentum on their side. Yes, England have the squad jam-packed with stars. They are the team with a world-class talisman. But Italy under Roberto Mancini haven't lost a match in 33 games. Their last defeat was to Portugal in the Nations League, just 6 weeks out from the last World Cup. That is insane. But England have everything else on their side. The Wembley crowd, the fact that a psychic pig predicted them to win, and a bunch of mystic meerkats from London Zoo. England versus Italy. Pizza versus baked beans on toast. My last prediction of the tournament, and you know what? This is going to be an absolute rocket of a game. This is a flip of the coin. Both teams have rock solid defenses, but both look utterly devastating going forward. England probably just edged on quality, but Italy have the better manager. The job Roberto Mancini is doing now, Italy look borderline unstoppable. I mean, this man, he has the experience of playing in big cup finals against the likes of Stoke and Wigan. But still, you know what, lads, I'm going to call it a 1-1 tense draw, and it's going to go to penalty shootout. You know what, lads, since the British media have done nothing but believe the opinions of a psychic pig this month, alright then, let's leave this one up to the gods. Here's a coin for the penalty shootout. Heads England winning penalties, tails Italy. Let's see then. Oh, fuck!